Hello, everyone. This is my clear coder, Kelly. Kelly is a nurse who has struggled with acne for 10 to 15 years, but through the clear code, she has started to heal both her acne, scarring, and also her perception of herself as a person with acne and now with clear skin. So welcome, Kelly.
Hi, thanks for having me.
I'm so excited to have you. So tell us a little bit about your journey with acne and what led you to me and the clear code.
So I started having acne probably when I was in middle school. And then they started me on all the creams, the antibiotics, their go-tos.
Yeah.
And then when I went to high school, I started Accutane, which helped a lot. Definitely the drying out of skin was a problem, but Accutane helped. I think I was on it junior year of high school. So a long time ago.
Yeah.
And then I went on again in college, my freshman year. So I was like 7 years ago now. Was on that for probably a long time, got off of it. And then my skin was actually it looked good in college, which is surprising because I was super stressed.
Yeah. And we all eat poorly in college. I mean, I did.
Yeah. Oh, I did too. So after that, when I graduated, my acne started getting worse again with my new job. And then with COVID and everything, we always wear masks. So that made it worse. So they put me on spironolactone, saying that with women with their hormones, it sometimes helps.
Yeah.
Wasn't really helping. So my mom knew I was struggling with everything. So she actually found you online and was sharing all of these videos. And I was nervous at first to start it because I was like, I've been reliant on more medicine and things like that. And I used to think before that I ate healthy, which is crazy because I do now, but it's definitely with the cycle tracking that has helped a lot. Yeah. But so that's how I found you. My mom found you online and I watched a bunch of your videos and I was like, I'm going to do it.
It's definitely a common thing. I'd say maybe 2 or 3 people out of 10, like someone finds me for them. So a partner, a husband, a mom, a cousin, a sister will be like, hey, you have to check out this girl for the clear code. And then people come to me. So I hear that often and it makes me really happy, obviously.
You're getting out there. So
yeah. And the thing with Accutane and the birth control pill and spironolactone, like they all do work for the time, but then it becomes like, well, what do I do long term? I can't use these things forever. Right.
Yes. And that's sort of where I was at. Like, I didn't want to keep going back on birth control and I didn't want to stay on it because I wanted my skin to figure out everything on its own. And like, I already had really bad periods and that were irregular. So I wanted my body to figure out everything on its own before I started like throwing more medicine onto it.
Yeah. And so tell us a little, sorry, my contact's bothering me. Tell us a little bit about, you said you're nervous. What specifically were you nervous about when it comes to the clear code?
I was more nervous that like, is it going to work for me? Is it not? Yeah. Over the weekend I had pizza and like it's done fine, which is surprising.
Yeah, I love that. What would you say has kind of been the biggest mindset shift as you've gone through the program and gone through the clear code from an acne perspective for you?
I think the biggest thing for me was figuring out where my cycle I was. And like that was changing everything because I tracked my period all the time, even before this. Yeah. But it was more like figuring out what phase I was in when I would start my food. And like remember in the beginning, I was very rigid. I was like, well, my period didn't start yet. Like I still have a couple of days. And you're like, it's more of a flow, which helped a lot because I'm a very straightforward, this is that
person. Yeah. Okay. So you feel like it helped you understand your cycle and like just your periods in general?
Yes, for the most part. And it honestly made it more regular, which is nice.
I love that. That's one of the main goals. I'd say it's like byproduct number 2. I'd say clearing acne is our first goal. Second goal is usually regulating and normalizing your periods a little bit, gut health, but like everything follows as a result of following the clear code principles, right? What about the clear code? What principles did you learn within the program that you feel like had the biggest impact on you besides cycle stuff? So definitely learning more about your period, cycle syncing. I think that was huge for you. Is there anything else you were like, oh my gosh, that's huge?
I think limiting how much I was putting on my face. Even before this, like I wasn't doing a lot. I was really just using Cetaphil and not really anything else. But before that, I was trying different products every time. And it was like a face mask then. So I think limiting how much I'm putting on my face made a huge difference. And just water washing in the morning. I was like, I'm so used to just putting more stuff on my face. And now with the water washing, it feels so much better in the morning.
Yes. That is probably a shift I make with at least 50% of people. The second they come to the program, they're still using way too much stuff, but definitely that morning water wash, I'm like, we don't need to do that. Let's just cut that. Let's cut that. Yeah, and everyone's always very surprised because it's not what we're used to your point. Mm-hmm. So how do you feel like the clear code has simplified acne clearing for you, if at all?
Besides the skincare routine, like it was all super easy to follow. The modules were good to follow. And I learned a lot more than I thought I was going to.
Okay, I love that. And being a nurse on that note, I feel like you have an obviously in-depth knowledge around like health, body, medical stuff. Mm-hmm. How have you been able to fit in the clear code with your rather variable schedule? Because you're like nurses where they work 3-4 days intensely and then they're off for 3 days. That's a super common schedule.
Making sure I have enough snacks has been a really big thing. Like eat almonds a lot.
Okay. They're satiating. They're kind of boring, but they're satiating, right?
Yes. I got bored from them from a while. Yeah. Like I wanted to stop eating them, but I knew if I didn't eat them at work, I would be starving half the time. Yeah. Because sometimes I can't eat until like my schedule is 3 p.m. to 3 a.m. I can't eat until 1 a.m.
Yeah.
So it's nice to have, I usually have a bowl of like a little cup of fruit and then the almonds with me.
Yeah. Awesome. What's been kind of the best result of the clear code if you had to pick?
Just one.
You could give me a ton, Kelly, if you want. You could label all the amazing things that you feel like have come from it. Just shoot them out at me. I'm all ears.
Well, obviously I was having self-conscious of my image.
Yeah.
So that has helped a lot because like looking at the pictures from starting in October and November, whenever I started to now, is a major difference.
Major.
Yes. Major, but amazing. Yeah. Like I'm shocked a little bit.
Yeah. I'm never not shocked, which is ridiculous because I truly see it every day. At this point now, at least one person a day is sending me something wild, but it never stops shocking me. I don't know why.
I was looking at them because I was showing my one friend because she asked what I was doing. And I said, oh, like I'm on the clear code. She was asking all about it. And I showed her the pictures from the beginning to now. And she was just shocked. She was like, wow, that looks amazing. I was like, I know.
Like, I know. I did that. I did that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So I think that definitely I have a more positive outlook on how I look and how I feel. So yeah, I think that's probably the biggest thing.
I love it. I love it. It's usually, our face is the first thing that everyone sees, right? And so I tell clients a lot, because a lot of people will come to me and they'll say, I actually have a good self-esteem and I love my skin, I love my body, all the things, which is great. And I still want my skin to be clear. And I always try to really encourage clients and walk us all through the process of like loving ourselves as we are. And also with acne, you can still want your skin clear and love yourself in the process. And so much of what we do in the clear code is about nourishing yourself from the inside out so that you glow from the inside out. And so it's the main byproduct usually. Like besides clear skin, that's the second thing that happens is that you feel happy and confident. And if you could tell yourself or even anyone who's considering natural acne clearing, you could talk to yourself in the past or anyone who's thinking about clearing their acne naturally, what advice, if any, would you give someone who's considering clearing their acne naturally?
Like stick with it. So as long as you're dedicated and stick with it, like it'll get better.
What made you stick with it if and when you felt like you didn't want to?
I think knowing, like seeing the results from your previous clients and seeing the improvement, I was like, okay, well, I can have that now. And definitely I would see it clear up and then get let down when I had a couple breakouts. But I was like, I know that this is just like a little bump and they'll go away. So having that mindset, definitely it changed my whole mindset of everything.
Good. I love it. Well, I'm so extremely ecstatic over your results and also your just renewed sense of self as a result of the program. These are the exact things that I want to happen for you. So I'm so thankful for you sharing all of this with us today, Kelly. And I'm so happy for your experience.
I couldn't have done it without you. Maybe, like I said, no
forever. Right?
No, I probably couldn't have. Because like I said, I thought I ate healthy before, but this was just like a whole different shift of foods I've never even tried, but actually enjoyed.
I love it. I love
that. That was different. Like I usually don't like mushrooms, but they surprisingly were good.
Yeah. And would you say, like, from a food perspective, a lot of people come to me and they say, last question. I know I just said last question, but like a lot of people come to me and they say, I'm eating healthy. And then, so to your point, what would you say the biggest shifts were from a food perspective? You feel like you ate healthy before. Now you feel like you really eat healthy. What was the difference?
I definitely had a lot, like I said, a lot of dairy before, but I thought that was always healthy. And then, which it can be sometimes.
Yeah.
And then I definitely had a lot of gluten beforehand too. I think the biggest shift was trying foods I've never tried before.
Love it.
And ones I never would have thought of, like I said, the mushrooms, asparagus, black beans, like those are things I've never eaten.
Yeah.
So incorporating that was nerve wracking, but also I saw the improvement and they tasted good. So I was like, I'll keep going.
Yeah. Yes. The variety is like one of my key things that I want all of us to start and to keep in mind as we embark on any journey. So I'd say every single client says, like, I'm eating so much more. I'm eating differently. I'm eating like a wider variety of things. And that's really what's best for us long term. So that makes me really happy.
Yeah. And I think I don't know if I'm eating more. I definitely have had to figure out more snacks. And I like that they have them in there.
Yeah. 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 Snacks are key, especially for you with your schedule. Like anyone that comes to me that's nurses or doctors or have like pretty rigid, intense, longer shifts, whatever they're doing, like snacks are everything. Everything.
Yep. They get me through the day.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, thank you so much, Kelly. And again, I am so excited and happy for all of your results and experience.
Thank you for everything.